Oh, excuse me. DC Vigilante here, bringing you my truth. With all this stuff about release the Snyder Cut and everything else, you've got Ray Fisher, Aquaman, Jason Momoa, who else? No, it's just the two really that's been behind the Snyder Cut movement. I cannot remember Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, or Gal Gadot ever, helping Zack Snyder to release his cut. Now, I know on set that Henry Cavill was kind of praising Joss Whedon. I remember that, because has said in an interview one time that their views of Superman was quite similar. It was Zack Snyder that gave Henry Cavill the job of being Superman, a role that he went for many a times. It was a role that he wanted, and Zack Snyder saw this, and he gave him that. He gave him Man of Steel, which is a film that, for me, in years to come, will be thought of as one of the best interpretations of Superman. Same as BVS will be known in years to come to be one of the best superhero movies. That's my only hopes and dreams and thoughts and everything else. Even though right now there's evidence there to back up that. Too much ahead of its time. Now, Ben Affleck, he was a star. Right? He saw the vision that Zack Snyder was going for, so he came on board for that. He left because he left because they just ruined the character that he signed on to play. This is the vision he wanted, and he was dismayed at it. Now, Ben Affleck, he is a big star with and I like Ben Affleck, and I thought he was brilliant as Batman. But he doesn't, for me, I don't think there's anything that can affect his job career, really. He'll still do movies, he'll still direct movies and whatnot. So I don't think Zack's Warner Brothers has tied a noose around his mouth or anything like that to be quiet. Gal Gadot, she really sprung onto the fame board with Wonder Woman, which was chosen by Zack Snyder. And she has kept very, very quiet about the Snyder release. And so she might have to watch what she says and does. Even though her film was successful, she's still being quiet. Ezra Miller, I don't know, was it him that posted a photo shot of the Flash? But if he had said anything, for me, is a wee bit too little, too late, really, to be involved. The only two people I believe that's really stood by the Snyder Vision and the fans of the movie and kept in touch with Zack really is Jason Momoa, Aquaman, and Fisher, Cyborg. They two have been out, and especially, Fisher as well. I mean, granted he hasn't said in any big interviews recently about the Snyder Cut, but he has said in comic panels and everything else, and he's wore a t-shirt, I love Zack Snyder, and he said there is a cut, it's whether or not, and he said this years ago, whether it gets released or not. So we have basically these just two people, and we know how connected. And Jason Momoa comes off as, he's basically saying, well, I've made a big movie, it made loads of money, what's Warner Brothers going to do to me? He's launched a wee successful career. It would be stupid for Warner Brothers not to keep him on board. It's Fisher and the reason why Fisher's doing it is because his cut of Zack Snyder's cut of the film is one that propels him to be one of the major role players in the movie. So and if that film came out, if Zack Snyder's vision came out for Justice League, it could have propelled him in a much bigger status in movies. So for him, it's ideal for that movie to be released. It will show off his acting, especially with his connection to his dad, his mum, and everything else, and the power that he's got. Rather than the film that was released, he's just like a character you couldn't really relate to. It's like he's there and back again, and in the edit in the film. Anyway, I'm drifting off. So even though we're excited about the Snyder cut, and we're hearing so many stars behind the scenes, and the people making the movie, we've heard from them as well about the Snyder cut. There's these essential actors that for me have been quiet, whether it's the dude to save their career, but again for me it is Zack Snyder that mostly put them there, apart from Ben Affleck, and they've all stayed quiet. Ben as well, but he's got personal problems or whatnot. So I don't think I'd be too happy if they came forward and only started talking about it once it's released, and saying how happy they are. I mean, the fans around the world are helping what I would think of as their friend Zack, the buddy, and they're trying to get a film that's much better than the one that was put out, that probably shows off the actors in a much better way than what came out. It's Justice League bombed because of the intervention of the company. So for me, the Snyder release would benefit all those actors as well, because it will showcase what a great film Justice League would have been. It would have showcased that their solo movies could have really been green-lit and went. People that had problems with the actors in Justice League, people that had problems, once the Snyder Cut is released, it will show them in a much better way. So for me, it's everyone involved in the Snyder Cut. Everyone that was involved in Justice League should be more vocal about the release of the Snyder Cut. Get on board, just like most of all these other haters and doubters out there that are now turning and making their opinions. I'm dying to see the scene where John Camper and all those other people that said no, eat their words. But it's just, for me, I think the worst thing out of this is the fact that we've not had the full Justice League behind the release of the Snyder Cut. Well, let me know what you guys think. You guys and girls think. Do I have a point? Am I wrong? Have these people been more vocal? But let us know what you think in the comments below. Check us out on Facebook page, DC Vigilante, Instagram, Carlisle in the House. And if you're really interested in me, I'm slowly starting my own personal YouTube aside from DC Vigilante. I've decided to only use this channel now for DC and use the other one for anything and everything about God or religion or anything like that and stuff. Right, so there we go. Thanks for watching. This has been my truth. DC Vigilante out. Oh, the other channel was called Big Willie. Okay, there we go. Catch you later.